Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you watching. Before I get into the video, I want to apologize in advance for the lack of fish catches in the video. We both caught fish, but I couldn't film because it was raining on and off most of the day, and I don't have a waterproof casing for the GoPro. I got a lot more tournaments coming up, so I mean, as long as the weather's good, I'll get a lot more of them on camera next time. But this was the first Trail Dreams Pro-Am tournament of the year up at Sutton. The way it works in these tournaments is the boater has to have 5 fish limit, and the co-angler side, me, has to get 3 fish, largemouth, smallmouth, and spot. Got to be 12 inches or longer. But to kind of give you some context, since I wasn't able to film for the first part of the day, going into it, I figured it was going to take 6 to 7 pounds for the co-angler side, about a 2-pound average. We had went to our first spot, and within the first 45 minutes, maybe an hour, I caught my first keeper. My boater caught 2, so I thought to myself, man, we're going to both get us a quick limit, and we can just go hunt for big ones the rest of the day. We had moved spots after that, and my boater had caught 2 more. I had caught a couple shorts. The lure I was throwing, you can probably see it in the video, it's a fluke. I probably had 8 or 10 bass, and I know for a fact a couple of them were keepers. They would follow it to the boat, but they just would not eat it. Either that, or I had 1 or 2 swipe it and they missed it. But then I did hook one on something else. I can't remember if it was a Cinco or what, but I hooked it and it took me under a log and it got off. I seen a flash of it, so I knew it was at least a keeper. Probably about 15, 16 inches to be honest with you, which would have got big fish. I'll show you in the results later that big fish wasn't even a 2-pounder. So, of course, that's the way it goes. You get all the shorts in, and then the ones you need for the tournament, they end up getting off. So that pretty much sums up the time I wasn't able to film. That's pretty much what happened. Skipping ahead to now, just that fish catch a little bit ago that y'all seen my boater get. It was just a short. It wasn't a keeper, and even if it was a keeper, it wouldn't have helped him anyway because by that time he had already had his 5 fish. I believe he already called once. If you watched my first video, you heard me say that my favorite conditions to fish were in cloudy skies and calm conditions, no wind. I really had no excuse to do bad yesterday because, the conditions for me couldn't have been any better. I don't mind a little bit of light rain, but he had decided to make a move here and move up the lake into some dirtier water. Where we were fishing, it was at least 8 to 10 foot, if not more, of clarity. I believe that's why they were just following my fluke to the boat, not hitting it, because by the time they were thinking about it, they'd seen me in the boat, and then they spooked. So we get to the upper end of the lake. Mind you, I've never been up there before. And it just looks like a completely different lake. You got maybe 2 foot of visibility in the water. You don't have any of them rock bluff walls. You got grass up there. Some more cover in the water. It looks like the place you go to catch a big fish. And I've heard a couple people say that that's where they thought the tournament would be won up there. You see in this clip I'm throwing a buzzbait. It's not like I'm just throwing the same thing all day. We had about 4 hours left to fish at this point, 3.5, 4 hours. And my boater was still pretty confident that I could get 3 fish, but in my mind, the wheels are starting to spin because I've been in this situation all too many times before where I get 1 or 2 fish in a tournament. They stop eating what I'm throwing, and then I'm trying different stuff. Nothing's working. So, I hope he's right, but it's starting to get in my head that, maybe something's going to have to give, basically. But this upper end did not pay off for us at all. I had caught 1 short fish that, of course, I didn't have the camera on for it. It's hard to remember to press the button when you got the hat mount. But anyway, I caught a short, and he caught a short, and had another one get off. I think it was a short too. But I didn't really know at that point because we had fished clean water, we had fished dirty water. I tell you what, I should have kept that lure in my hand all day. You don't catch many on a buzzbait, but when you do, it's usually a big one. And there's that one short, well, that's the one that got off. But anyway, my boater was apologizing to me pretty much for not putting us on the fish at that point. I told him, hey, it's not your fault. I mean, he was around fish. I mean, like I say, he was calling once or twice and catching a bunch of shorts. And I think he got 2 or 3 other keepers that I would have loved to have. But again, they wouldn't have helped him because his smallest fish, I think, was like a pound 3 or a pound 4 or something like that. I mean, a lot of people had problems with finding the big fish, even on the boater side. There was a lot of 7-pound, 6-pound bags. They had a limit, they just couldn't find them big ones. But anyway, here's the one that he caught. That one was a keeper, but like I said, it wouldn't help him. And just for anyone that may be confused, I'm not fishing against him. It's boaters against boaters and co-anglers against co-anglers. There was like 21 boaters and I think 14 or 15 co-anglers. I can't remember. But, you know, with me, I don't care if it's 15 people, 5 people, 50 people. I'm a competitive person. I don't like losing. I don't intend to lose. Every time I go there, I have the mindset that I'm going to win. At this point, we had like 2 hours left to fish, and at this point, I should have just ditched everything I had been doing, tied on things like 18, 20-foot big crankbait, big spinner bait, big buzz bait, you know, lures that catch big fish. Because even if I caught 2 fish, you know, I didn't think 2 12-inch fish were going to help me at that point. 2 hours left, it could still happen, but considering I haven't caught a keeper in 5 to 6 hour time period now, the odds were looking were looking grim. And don't get me wrong, I was catching fish. I had probably caught 6 or 7 fish I didn't get on camera. They were all just too short. They were all 11 and a half, 11 and 3/4. Caught bluegill, red eye, all that stuff, and just I couldn't catch the keepers. I mean, you know, it's really hard fishing behind these guys because I mean they come up there and practice the day before. They know what they're doing. They know where the fish are. And the last 2 hours was a lot of the same. I believe I had one more right at the very end, following my swim bait to the boat. It looked like a keeper too, and it just would not eat it. I don't understand why. I'm guessing it's because of the clear water and they seen me before they decided to commit to it. But yeah, we're heading back to the weigh-in, and I really don't like weighing in one fish. 9 times out of 10 I don't, but in this case I did. If you don't weigh in any fish at all, you don't get any points for the tournament. Out of 100 points, I got 92 points, which you'll see here at the end. So, I mean, if I have a good tournament, if I have a good 2 tournaments, I can still get AOY. You know, if you get AOY at the end of the year, the top boater and the top co-angler for that year get free entry fees into the 2023 season. And I don't blame my boater at all. Going into it, I was kind of worried that I'd get backboated, considering that they're spawning right now. I fished 5 of these now, and I haven't had a single boater where it's been hard to get along with them. You know, they do anything for you and try and put you on some fish. Anything that's in their boat, they'd offer to me. So here's the results, and as you can see, I finished 9th out of 14 co-anglers. Obviously not the finish I wanted, but you know, I guess it could have been worse. I could have blanked. 4 out of 14 blanked, and I got 92 points. So, you know, the next tournament we have in that format is going to be at Stonewall on June 25th. You know, if I have a good tournament there, I can get a decent finish on the last one. You know, I could still get the AOY. As far as the weights go, the weights kind of surprised me on the co-angler side. The pro side, I figured 15 pounds would win. I was right on with that. But I thought it was going to take 6 to 7 on the co-angler side. And you can see 4 pounds and 14 ounces won. Only 2 of them had a limit. Big fish was 114. Like I said, I really think that one that took me under a log and it got off, I think I had that one. But anyway, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Nothing I can do about it now. That was yesterday. It's done and over with. All you can do is get ready for the next one and do better at it. But anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really lets me know that y'all are enjoying the videos. And I'll get one out in about another week or so. Appreciate it. See you on the next one.